Welcome to Hitchhiking Stars, um, Transits Fridays. So let's have a look at what is happening this week astrologically. How can we best use these planetary movements and symbolism? Because this channel is all about constructive astrology. It's all about the best that we can do with what we have at hand. Um, there we go. Here is the chart for today. And obviously, the main thing that's happening this week is the full moon. So as you can see on the thumbnail, because I'm sure I've created a thumbnail talking about the full moon, this is where we're gonna get. We're definitely heading towards the full moon is the main transit, the main energy there. But we also have a couple of transits that I just want to mention on the way to getting there. So this is the 18th of May, so tomorrow, Saturday. We have Venus and Uranus conjunction, 23 Taurus. And at the same time, we also have Sun and Jupiter conjunction at 28 Taurus, and Mars coming to conjoin the North Node as well. So there's quite a bit of, there's quite a few conjunctions, let's put it that way. There's also a Mercury square Pluto. It's a bit of a busy day, astrologically speaking. So an interesting day. I mean, Venus Uranus, that's some sudden surprises, unexpected events, maybe where it comes to our relationships, how we express love, our values. We could do something exciting on Saturday. Have you guys got any plans? Let me know in the comments. The Sun in conjunction to Jupiter as well is another one that's a wonderful aspect here. So the Sun is shining the light, putting the spotlight on Jupiter, the planet that's connected to abundance, to expansion, to growth. So there's something about being able to expand ourselves somehow this weekend as well. So it's a bit of a busy day. I do love this sort of two different conjunctions here in Taurus and the possibility of getting in touch, getting in tune with our deeper values. So from the 18th, let's keep moving because really I want to talk about the full moon. So here we have on the 20th of May, that's the beginning of Gemini season. So Sun moves to Gemini, coming to trine that Pluto as well, you know, and that's something that's going to be part of the signature of this full moon. And a beginning of a shift of energy, right? The Sun shifting signs represents a kind of a shift of focus somehow. So from Taurus, we're beginning to get towards Gemini, and obviously Jupiter will follow as well, not too long. So there is that sense of expanding our curiosity and learning new things, you know, being more in that sort of Gemini quality of life. So that's already happening on the 20th. Now, if we keep moving, because like I said, what I really want to do is talk about the full moon. So there we are, the 23rd. So Thursday next week. And apologies if I'm a little bit slow, but I'm on like day one of my cycle, and I'm really trying to keep up with work and with the things I need to do. So I feel slightly more ungrounded, perhaps a little bit foggy minded and all of that stuff. Do you get that too? Anyhow, this full moon is an interesting one because it's happening at 2 degrees Sagittarius. There is almost an exact trine between the Sun in Gemini because they're all in 2 degrees. There's a bit of a difference here in the minutes of arc, but doesn't matter. They're all at 2 degrees. So we've got a trine from the Sun to Pluto and a sextile from the Moon to Pluto as well. So I think this aspect to Pluto can be reflective of a potential integration of the transitions and transformations that we're going through. Pluto is retrograde, going on a retrograde motion, looking like it's going backwards from our perspective, really is a time that we are rethinking and reintegrating Plutonic things. So all the big, deep transformations that we've been going through, really, and all the purging that we've been doing. Where is Pluto in your chart? What's been going on there in relation to that planet, that principle of life, and that flavor of life as well. So this full moon will be shedding a massive light here in the process, massive light on the process, and a very different energy from the previous full moon, right? Remember, the last full moon was in Scorpio, and this last full moon was in square to Pluto. So there was a lot of tension between the sun, the moon, and Pluto. Now we've got a trine and a sextile. We're sort of understanding what those big transformations were about. Whatever it was that happened in the month of April was big. It had a connection to those eclipses and that full moon in Scorpio as well. So now we're sort of having this opportunity to integrate it further, to dissect, to understand intellectually, right? I think Gemini and Sagittarius has that sort of quality of being more intellectual, seeing the bigger picture, all of that. I think is constellated in this sort of Gemini Sag duality here. But there's also another thing, obviously, that catches my attention powerfully, and that's the Venus-Jupiter conjunction. Look, they're both at 29 degrees. It's really tight. That's going to be happening at the time of this full moon. So we're really going to have this energy stamped very strongly, because the moment of, the exact moment of this full moon, that's kind of happening there. So Venus and Jupiter in Taurus just before they move to Gemini as well. So we're really stamping, putting a mark there on values, abundance, self-worth, all of the Taurian things that we've been having an opportunity to increase in our lives during Taurus season, during this transit of Jupiter in Taurus, and during this Uranus transit in Taurus as well. That's being longer, right? Uranus being in Taurus since 2018. So that Venus-Jupiter really is very interesting, is in sextile to Neptune as well. So they're all at 29 degrees. So could be bringing a spiritual element here as well, integrating learning experiences about self-worth, about self-love, but there's also unconditional love or spiritual or spiritually aligned as well. I don't know, but I'm very looking forward to this full moon. So how are you feeling about this full moon? And even like Mars being there sandwiched between the North Node and Chiron. So it's pretty much the midpoint here between Chiron and North Node as well, I think. That's also reflective of something important, right? We've been learning Aries lessons for a while now, with Mars being right there in between these two during that full moon. Again, super powerful, super connected with, the ability to self-assert, to heal some of the wounds around Mars that we have. And that Venus Jupiter is like giving a huge blessing on whatever it is that we want to manifest. So think about what you want to manifest. Jupiter is the ruler of the moon in Sag. So really, I mean, look at that. That's insane, right? So use this huge, big, punchy energy of the full moon to set intentions. Set some intentions. Have you been struggling financially? Have you been struggling with self-worth, with enjoying the things that you love, not feeling guilty about them, or manifesting more money in your life, more abundance in your life? That's a wonderful full moon to do that. So I'm gonna leave you with that. And let me know in the comments, what are your plans for this full moon for this week? And as per, I'm working a lot, but I'm on a deadline. It's not just because I'm randomly a workaholic. I'm really truly with a deadline. So I'm just working on some things. But soon enough, I'll be able to rest a little bit, do a little bit of the chilling sort of Taurian side. And that's it. Write down in the comment. Let me know what's going on with you. where you're at. What are your plans for that beautiful Venus Jupiter conjunction at 29 Taurus? Wow. And I'll be seeing you all next week. Take care. Bye bye.